Hi, and welcome to Winging It, my cooking show where I wing it. Today we're going to be making some lo mein with beef, and it's going to be keto style, obviously, because that's what I do on this channel basically at this point in my life. And yeah, so let's just jump right into it. It's going to be a very quick recipe, I believe. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start preheating this because we're just going to throw things in there while we finish chopping them up. So I'm going to be preheating my pan right here on medium high. Thrown in maybe, yeah, I'm gonna put in a full 2 tablespoons of olive oil right here. Give it a nice little oil bath at the bottom. That's gonna be our oil for the day. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is chop up some mushrooms. These are the things that are gonna take the longest to cook, so they're the first to go in. So I just take a handful of them, give it a nice chop to bite-sized pieces. These are portobello mushrooms. You can use really whatever mushrooms you want when you're making a lo mein, really. That's a good idea to use mushrooms. All right, those are all chopped up. Next, let's begin chopping our meat. This will be the next thing we want to put in. This will be the second longest thing. Actually, no, next thing we want to put in is peppers. So I'm going to take, let's just go with the red pepper. There's going to be a lot of vegetables in this. And I'm just going to chop this into a nice dice. Just cut it lengthwise, give it a turn, and dice it. All right. Oil's starting to sound like it's heating up. Yep, again, some nice movement. So let's throw our vegetables in there. Just gonna give it a basic seasoning while we're cooking them, just to help with the flavors. So I'm putting these in right now. Grabbing a fork. Now I'm just gonna hit these with a little bit of salt and pepper. Not too much because we're gonna have a lot of soy sauce in here. All right, we can let that cook. I'm actually gonna put this down to like close to the medium than medium high, so that it gives me time to actually chop things up. Next thing we're chopping is our meat. Pulling it out of the bag. Need to grab a paper towel. Always dry your meat. Yeah, I got a nice little steak here. Strip steak. Give it a nice dry off. Oh yeah, that's the beauty of a steak. We're just gonna slice the thin slices at an angle. Yep, just quick little slices. Yeah, the reason I like slicing at an angle like this is you get a nice little bigger piece of meat, but it's still got that good taste that comes from like a against the grain cut. I think it cooks better. Looks nicer. Looks cooler on camera doing. It's like, whoa, that's at an angle, dude. How are you doing that? I'm turning my hand. Ooh, this is done. chopped up. Then we're going to take this, throw it in a bowl. We're going to season this meat with some salt, some pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. That should be good for seasoning on this for now. Like I said, a lot of this seasoning flavor is going to be coming from our soy sauce once we add that in. Alright, back over to the grill. And by grill, I mean stove. And we're just going to first mix these vegetables a bit. Ooh, actually, before we add anything else, we need some garlic. And I did pull out some garlic today. Remember to actually pull it out in time. Just give it a slap, take off the end, give it a nice chop. I just realized I forgot to wash this pan. Good thing these are being cooked. Gonna have to wash it though for when I do the bok choy and the zoodles. Those aren't gonna cook that long. Yeah, I wish I did this before I did the meat. There we go. All diced up. Now let's go back over. Get the garlic in my hand. Back over here. Just sprinkle that garlic in there. Give it a little salt. Garlic loves salt. Now we only want this to be cooking by itself until we can start smelling the garlic. It only takes a couple of seconds really usually. Like right there, that's good. Now we can add our meat. And we just want to try to get this in an even layer. There we go. Get it in an even layer so it can get nice and crispy on one side at least. Alright, let's wash this board before we continue going on. Now that's got blood all over it. Kind of defeats the purpose. Alright, it's dry. Alright, next let's chop up some bok choy. You can use bok choy, you can use spinach, just some sort of leafy green that could also go into this. I like a bok choy for something like this. Oof, I've had this sitting up for a while, you can tell. Alright, chop up the end. Give this a nice chop down the middle. And separate the tops and the bottoms. We can move these over. We can actually take these bottoms and throw them in right now. So if I pick you back up, one hand it's hard. I'm just going to throw this in here. And quick salt. Mix it around a bit. Good to mix around the meat at this point anyway. Let that sit. Next thing, this trash. Alright, next we're making our zoodles. So I have my zoodler. I put it on a 3mm setting. So we get basically lo mein sized noodles. Let me grab a plate for these to land on. As always, the zoodler, I get the zucchini in the middle attached to the spike, attached to the blade, and all you do is spin. Hello, plant stonk. Oops. Even notice I'm pulling them off each time because these zoodles get very long very fast. A little extra time. There we go. This is trash. The zoodle's done. Alright. Back to the pan. Let's give this a mix again. Trying to get this meat all cooked all the way through to try to get it to be touching the heat source. Why keto? Because I'm this big, and I should be this big. Move that to the side. Let's make some sauce. Alright. Put this over here. And, yep, basically going to be soy. That's why I wasn't putting as much salt in this as I usually put in things. So soy, that should be good. Maybe a little more. Has to coat everything, really. Then we're going to add a little bit of stevia monk fruit. You can usually get in squeeze bottles like this, but this is just stevia, and I don't like stevia by itself. I like stevia and monk fruit. And it's impossible to get the, whole earth stuff right now. They do not sell it in anything other than vanilla, which we're not putting vanilla in this. Alright. Now I'm adding a healthy portion of red pepper flakes. Yeah, a little bit of sesame seeds. Some ground ginger. Nice little portion of that. A little bit of onion powder. Good amount of garlic powder. Alright, let's give this a quick mix. See how this tastes. See if it needs anything else in it. Nah, that's pretty good. That's exactly the ratios I was looking for. Alright. Now, because this doesn't have any like actual sugars or anything in it, this is very liquidy. It's not really gonna adhere to everything. That's where this comes in. Xanthan gum. Very powerful keto secret ingredient. It's a binding agent that will basically turn anything into jelly with almost no carbs. I believe there's 1 gram of carb if you're using like a whole teaspoon or something. Yeah, we're just gonna mix that together with this, and that should thicken this up. If you notice, I only used a pinch of the stuff. You really want to be going in pinches with the stuff because this stuff can turn into a gelatinous mess very fast. Alright. Let's go back over to our pan. Sounds like the meat's about done. Yes, I said sounds. Sometimes you can hear those things. This next part's going to be very fast. So the first thing we're going to be throwing in is the green tops of our bok choy. Those are going to cook within seconds. Yeah, you can already see them starting to wilt. We're only going to get those nice and wilted. Next thing we're going to throw in is our zoodles. Look, lost a couple there. And we're going to mix this around, try to get the zoodles incorporated with everything. Oh, that meat has a nice crisp on it. It's going to be very good. Alright, and finally comes the sauce we just made. Pour that directly in there. Give everything a stir and get everything nice and coated. Now the zoodles will probably take another about a minute to get to the consistency, softness I want them to be. We want them to be a lo mein softness, not like a spaghetti softness or well, other noodle type softness. So we're just gonna leave this here. I'm gonna turn this down to a right past medium. So now it's on the side, closer to the side of the low. And we're gonna let the zoodles cook while we prepare everything else and clean up a bit. So I'm grabbing a plate, and I'm just throwing everything else back in the fridge that needs to go in the fridge. Always clean up when you're cooking. It just makes your life a lot easier. These spices have to go over there. This goes in the fridge. Gonna mix this up, I think. So just give it this quick toss. Alright, I believe this is done. So let's plate it. Look at that. That is a beautiful sight if I would say so myself. And I will. Just every little bits of everything we want. The zoodles give a nice color. Just try to get them into the party. Alright. I have to take a picture of this now. Back in a second. You move, you move, you move, you move. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing now. Oof. I'm excited for these zoodles. Do love a good lo mein. And this smells incredible. Just grab a little bit of water. Yeah, let's give this a taste test. Start with a piece of this meat. Perfectly cooked too. And it's got the nice dark inside. Good left in the pan a little longer. Now the zoodles, how are they? They're good, but I think I could have left them in the pan for another minute or two. Maybe if I threw the zoodles in before the bok choy leaves, that would have been better. But they're good. This is really good. Very nice. A little spicy. Just the way I like it. That's going to be it, though. Nice little meal here. Thank you for watching. So have a good night and keep eating good.